first and foremost, this is the Fonswa podcast, and we want to just send our condolences to Chadwick Boseman and his family. And we just want to say, he was an icon, and he was a legend, and he played some good characters. But the most iconic of all the characters, a real American visionary, was James Brown.
Exactly.
I'm joking though, man. But Black Panther, man, that's what everybody remember him for.
Rest in power to the
Black
king,
Panther, man. But we just want to give a moment of silence, a few seconds, just to give him a moment of silence. All right, let's bow here for a few seconds. All right, that's it.
Now let's give a round of applause for my boy.
You ran your race, brother. You ran your
beautiful
race.
death transition to the king, brother. You're going to be Black Panther in the Astro realm.
Wakanda.
Forever, nigga.
Fonswa forever.
Whooping Thanos' ass for eternity, my brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But this shit, let's introduce the podcast. My boy G.
Hey, man, this your man, Kwame Shakur.
And it's your boy Alan Poole.
And I go by Fred the Fresh Guy.
And this is the Fonswa podcast.
Yes, sir. All my fun
Fonswa.
suasions out there. I'm starting to love that fucking word, bro.
Man,
Fun
suasions.
suasions. That shit's smooth, bro. But this shit, man, this is episode 1, bro. We shot the pilot last week.
Yeah, we shot the
And,
pilot.
you know what I'm saying? Just to get, used to, the conversation.
Yeah, we had to get used to, being around each other. That was the first
being
time.
on the mic and shit,
It really is.
It's our very first podcast for everybody. We starting right here.
Yes, it is.
We ain't never did nothing like this. So,
Right. So if we not that good, blame Fred the Fresh Guy.
Yeah. Don't blame me, please.
Hit him at Fred the Fresh Guy 87.
Appreciate that shout out. Appreciate that, man.
Nah, but and this
fly gear we wearing.
Fly gear that we got on right now. This is Dia Dunny.
These threads we busting.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to? We gonna have a link.
Man, this some real good material too, bro. This some good. These ain't no.
This must be Egyptian cotton right here.
Yeah, this gotta be 1,000 thread. You know
it's a little something. I didn't get it from the flea market. Just know that.
This ain't no gilding.
This ain't no gilding. Exactly.
This could be no slave cotton they picked. This got to be some cotton that they grew in the lab. This is cotton.
That ain't no Mississippi cotton.
This got to be some cotton that they grew in the lab.
They mixed a few silkworms.
They made this in Wakanda.
This that Wakanda cotton right here.
That Wakanda. If you want to support Wakanda, buy Dia Dunny.
That's what I'm talking about.
Might as well, man.
But speaking on my boy Chadwick, man.
Yeah.
I mean, how would y'all like to remember the king, man? Because it was really abrupt how he died. Nobody knew he had colon cancer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the fact that he was doing all of the stuff that he was doing and giving us all this good material while he was doing that, man. He was going through that.
That's wild. I'm actually glad we doing the podcast on this day. You know what I mean? Because it would have happened 28, so a couple days ago.
I think like 2 days ago.
Yeah. So that was rough. And then I didn't know he was married. They said he got married in October.
He ain't let nobody know.
He ain't let nobody know nothing.
The brother seemed like he was real secret.
Yeah.
I didn't. Man, he stay in Wakanda. He can't let nobody know.
He can't nobody.
We got to hide this from the world.
Yeah.
About it, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that ain't nothing bad about that, though.
Yeah, I think his I got his
in
wife
the
name.
age of, and I just want to say this, in the age of where everybody's putting their business out there into the world. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Exactly. It's refreshing to see somebody that's not attention
reserved and humble and
You feel? Yeah. Can I get an amen, brother?
Amen.
Fonswa.
Can I get a Fonswa? What you say now?
Nah, I just wanted to say he left behind the woman. His wife's name was Taylor Simone Lidward. Okay. So I want to say her name just to give her big props. And,
we got a shout.
Prayers goes out to her and you know what I'm saying, the family.
Hey, Taylor from the Fonswa podcast, we honestly mean it, baby. We with you, and man, we sending nothing but love your way.
I want to say this too, man. I don't want to cut you off, but it's really important, to get your health screened and get a physical early and try to catch cancer at an early state.
Right.
It's real important to do that, man. And me personally, that kind of hit. It didn't hit home, but it kind of hit me hard because I really been thinking about doing the holistic thing.
Right.
If y'all not really, if people not familiar with that, that's kind of like the Dr. Sebi stuff that people be talking about.
Yeah.
But I've been looking into doing that, so that's something that I want to challenge myself to do
as
well.
I think because that's one of the number one things that's killing black people, right? It's not gang violence. It's not unemployment. It's heart disease, diabetes, stuff like that. Yeah. It's this stuff that we eating, right? So this stuff that we eating, man, is really tearing us apart, and a lot of it is because we've been giving it through, like, you know what I'm saying, handed down. These diets have been handed down generation to generation. And bro, we really gotta break that. We really gotta start stepping outside the box. Cause I get mad when I try not to be a hater, but I see brothers that have like these. They open up these restaurant spots, you know, getting their business together, doing their hustle, but it's always the same bad food. They either selling us catfish, a whole bunch of lot of fried stuff,
crab legs.
Exactly. I would like to see some brothers and sisters that would come together and they would like actually make more of a conscious effort to bring some type of food.
We have
that's
some.
good.
We have some, you know, vegan restaurants. I know in Atlanta they got a spot called Slutty Vegan. That's real popular.
I heard about that.
You know, lines out the door, you know what I'm saying? They do a good thing out there, man.
Shout out Slutty Vegans.
I can't think of any others, but you know what I'm saying? Just look them up. You know what I'm saying? Local community.
Locally, we have Cool Owls, but...
Yeah, I think we had Sweet Pea at one time. She was big on Facebook. She only doing catering right now. COVID really hit a lot of these businesses.
Kind of slowed a lot of people
you know what I'm saying? So that kind of, you know, fucked with the market and things. But yeah, man, shit, you know.
But that's what I'm saying though, bro. Like, we really gotta focus on our health, man. Because but it's also hard. Cause how do you feel like when you trying to be healthy, but they make it so hard, bro?
Yeah.
It's like most black people don't have health insurance. That's why Obamacare was so, you know what I'm saying, impactful because a lot of people don't have health insurance, and when you got these pharmaceutical companies, I ain't coming at y'all, so don't think I am. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, we can come at whoever, bro. This shit,
tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is,
the
bro.
The sentiments of Helen Poole do not reflect the podcast.
We speaking truth around here. We know what it is, bro.
I mean, I'm speaking truth, but you know, hey, man, I'm just saying, you got these pharmaceutical companies that like raise up the prices, man. So I mean, insurance is hard to get.
It's by design.
It's by design, so it's hard for us to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but we gotta figure out.
It's by design.
The only way that we can really deal with it is by prevention. So this is real important, man. Get your health checked, and man, try to eat better. Try to get you some just get
sea moss.
Some sea moss.
That's what I need to order.
You know what I'm saying? First and foremost.
Some black seed oil, man. Get
you
on a vegan diet.
That sounds good. You must be hungry.
Hey, listen.
You hungry?
Man, I ain't ate all day, bro. It's all good,
though.
though.
We got some hamburger helper in there,
man. We not about the hamburger.
No, on God.
We just got finished talking about eating good, bro.
Vegetables, man.
Devil comes in all kinds of ways.
Hey, I just say shit. Hey,
that's how quick we forget.
The best meal is a free meal, my brother.
Nah, it's all good.
You got a bean pie in there, brother?
I know.
Hey, my boy said don't put no whipped cream on the bean pie.
Don't put no whipped cream on the bean pies, my brother. Can't be doing that.
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Don't put no whipped cream on the bean pie, brother. It has to be straight.
It has to be straight.
Still on a serious note, man. I know we like to joke around, but the health, man, the physical health, man, is a real kill out here. And not only that, your mental health too, man.
Most definitely.
Please get that mental health checked out, man. Bro, there's a lot of crazy folks out here in this world now.
Yeah.
The range, maybe.
The range. Nah, but this is another thing, bro. Like I'm saying, man, how do we get this stuff done? Because when you start talking about mental health, you go to these doctors. They want to, you know what I'm saying, tell you, you know what I'm saying, get you drugged up on all these different drugs that you can't afford, you know what I'm saying? Ritalin, you know what I'm saying? All that, man. So it's like, how do you even go through that? Then it's no real safe space for black people to actually talk about the trauma that we endure regularly, right? Generationally, we've endured so much trauma, and we ain't had no way to kind of heal. So it's like, how do we stop that? Like,
we need to see some therapists too, man.
You gotta get it out.
If anybody know any therapists, Afro-American, preferably.
You gotta get it out.
But anybody we can go and and sit down.
And really, it ain't even gotta be your therapist, man. Just somebody you trust.
Somebody you can trust.
You know that's like whether it's your girl or your homeboy, whatever.
But it'll be good if you got some professional help. There ain't nothing wrong with
it.
But just somebody you can trust.
I know a lot of people can't get that professional help.
My name is Larry, and I'm a Scorpio.
Hey, there you go. Y'all hit my boy up if y'all need advice. Any therapist, what you do, about $50 an hour?
I know a
Shit,
lot
get
though.
this
I ain't
shit,
gonna say
man.
I know all y'all
If
though.
you can listen,
man.
man.
Both of y'all
Yeah.
brothers, man. Y'all
Yeah.
know a lot too.
Yeah,
It ain't
man.
just me, but
But
y'all
yeah.
know some stuff too. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. These some intelligent brothers right here, man. I ain't gonna sit
Do
here
you
and
go to
lie.
therapy?
I don't, but I'm trying to. I really want to.
Yeah.
What's
I really
stopping
want
you?
to,
What's
man.
stopping you from going to therapy?
Work, man. I need to find it in my schedule to just to go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We work ourselves too much too, man.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to be working this hard in this world, man. To be honest with you,
Man,
we
it's
work
I'm with
entirely
you, man.
too hard, and then really the people at the top, like they don't work as hard, but they outsmart us, man, and they live off the fruits of our labor.
Yeah, it's work smart, not hard.
Yeah,
You know, that.
so we need
But
to-
is
we
that
need to
they
fix
fault or
that,
is
man.
is our fault?
It
We
ain't
go
they
along.
fault.
We complicit
Yeah,
with the
we
system,
go
right?
along with it, man.
We go
it ain't
along
they
with the
fault. I'm
system.
hating right now because it ain't they fault.
Mark Zuckerberg, I'm not mad, brother.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, I'm not mad,
I'm
brother.
not mad. You know, I'm gonna get.
Hey,
some
look,
of that, though.
I'm mad, but that's for another reason, though. We're gonna
Okay,
get to that.
so
We're gonna get to
we-
that.
we
But man,
gonna-
let's get to my boy back to
Yeah,
Chadwick, man. There's something I want to say, bro.
Go
Like,
ahead.
just on his death, bro. First of all, he died at 42.
Yeah.
A lot of people been saying he died at 43. That's false information.
Yeah,
He was born in
78.
78.
He was born in 77, I believe. Or
Well, it's
78.
78 because if he's 77, he'd be 43.
It'd be sad.
But
Nah.
his birthday in November, though. You gotta remember that.
Y'all know the man.
Yeah. He was turning 43 this year.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? But he died
42.
when the day of death was 42
Right.
at that age, right?
You know,
So-
his birthday. It's our friend, boy.
Yeah.
You are sincere to the Panther.
Yeah. No, most definitely. You got to get that right because Jackie Robinson, he played that, right?
Yeah, he
What was
played
Jackie
Jackie
Robinson
Robinson.
number?
42. You right.
42.
42.
What was Kobe's number?
8?
Nah,
24.
24.
It's mirrored, right? 42, 24. Let me just break down the mathematics for y'all
Okay,
right
go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so he died on Jack Kirby's birthday. Jack Kirby is the creator of Black Panther.
For real?
That's real talk. You can research that right
Wait
now.
a minute, he died
August
on the dude
28th is Jack
That
Kirby's
created
birthday.
Jack Kirby.
Who created Black Panther?
That's who created Black Panther?
Jack Kirby.
I had no idea about that. Okay, so he
It
died.
gets weirder. It gets weirder, right? He died on Jackie Robinson Day, August 28th, which was pushed from April 15th because of COVID. They pushed it back to August 28th,
What?
right?
Okay.
It gets weirder, right?
That's why.
Jackie Robinson
What's up?
was drafted to the Army in 1942 and assigned to Fort Hood, Texas, where he joined the 761st Black Panthers Tank Battalion. You see what I'm saying?
Bro.
Oh, that's intertwining with each other.
All that's intertwining
So,
with each other. One more thing. Hold on.
AP
Okay.
is on it, my boy.
Right, so
Hey, he on it.
you have
I wasn't even familiar with all that.
I'm blown away. I had no idea, brother.
now Kobe died January 26, 2020. In numerology, y'all know it. Y'all know anything about numerology? You know,
I
add
know
the numbers
nothing
up,
about
and
Gematria.
gematria,
Yeah.
things like that. You add the numbers up, right?
What's gematria?
Jewish gematria, man. Like
It's
just
where each
numbers add
letter
up and
has
they mean
a
something.
Oh
number
yeah,
corresponding
yeah,
to
Each
yeah.
each
one of them add up.
Yeah.
They have
Numerology.
each letter has a numerical symbol.
yeah.
balance to it. Right. Okay. So
It all add up to something.
Kobe
Once
Bryant died January 26, 2020. So 1 + 2 + 6 + 2 + 2 equals 13, which equals 4. Chadwick died 8/28/2020. 8 + 2 + 8 + 2 + 2 equals 22, which equals 4. So that's both 4s on their numbers. Kobe and Chadwick died 216 days apart from each other. 6 × 6 × 6 is 216. Mathematics. Now break it down. I know that was a little fast. I know that was a little
times.
I know it was a little fast, but I just wanted to break that down to y'all as far as the ritual that's going on in this
50
world.
left.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying, if you don't think that these folks know exactly how the stars align and how and the
So what's the
power and
what's
value
the,
of the
what's
of
the
numbers.
correlation between Chadwick
brother is
and Kobe? This man here, I say.
That's
Brother
the
is
that's that deep.
That
That's
brother
that-
is deep.
That's that shit go in, bro.
So what's the correlation though? Like, what's the correlation between Kobe and Chadwick? Like, it's just that they died similar.
They died similar. It was two. It was Black Mamba and Black Panther in the same year.
The part where you talk about the Black Panther, who the creator of Black Panther, what's his name?
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby, him dying on his birthday. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a big coincidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the fact that Jackie Robinson was part of a Black Panther, named Tank Battalion.
But that wasn't even his best role, bro. His best role was when he played James Brown, man.
He acted a fool, man.
Yeah.
Because he was getting the moves. I couldn't do it, bro.
Man, mama, take it in the hill. Play the head. I was like, man,
I might watch that. That's on Netflix.
I don't know. They got it on Netflix.
Bro, we got it.
It might be.
Definitely gotta watch.
If they got it on Netflix, that's Fonswa.
Yeah,
that's Fonswa.
But that Black Panther, in that, like you said, gematria in the English Sumerian, that equals Black Panther equals 666. And then they said, also basketball game and NBA Finals equals 666. And then they said on Kobe's 666 regular season game, he scored 81 points, reduced to 9, just like 216. The 6 times 6 times 6 equals 9. And then they said Los Angeles current head coach goes into this year's playoffs with a career record of 666 wins.
All right.
So, they big on the 3s and the 6s and the 9s.
3s and the 6s and the 9s. So they throwing it out there.
They throwing it out there. So I just want
the odd numbers.
Hey. Where else are you going to get this kind of information other than the Fonswa podcast? We're going to break it all the way down on this month.
This is something new for me, y'all.
Yeah. Man, look, I just wanted to get there for y'all, man. Before we
out
move
of
on
here,
to the
my
next.
friend. My brother is...
Then, did y'all get a chance to see...
Hey, y'all put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
That brother is deep.
He's
deep at 6 feet.
Did y'all see that The Five Bloods?
No, the Spike Lee.
I
messed with Spike Lee. That's one of my favorite directors.
That's a good movie, man.
I gotta watch it.
I watched it and it was dope. I liked it. I liked it.
Man,
I just didn't like how they all died. You know what I'm saying? That was just like.
Nah, it was 2 that lived. 2 of them lived.
It was 2 of them, right? But the majority of them just started dying.
Majority of them died.
Golly, bro, this like crazy.
Yeah. But it was a lot of different reasons. Greed killed him, and then old boy shot Chadwick in. I know you ain't seen it.
Spoiler alert. We ain't want to spoil it.
Spoiler
alert. But if you ain't got Netflix at this point, it's on you, brother. It's on you.
But that was a real good one, man. And it's funny because he died in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of the whole overarching theme of it.
You ain't watched it yet?
It's coming to terms with his death.
I got to get somebody Netflix.
Got to get on that, my guy.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great. Get on that, my guy.
Fonswa.
So we're gonna move on to the next topic, man. What y'all feel about Jacob Blake, man? Heard about another unarmed black man shot in the back by police, shot 7 times. 7 times.
I gotta rub my neck on that one. That's 7 times in the back.
7 times in the back with his kids in the back.
The kids in the back.
So what actually happened? Like what according to?
Well,
we need the rundown.
The rundown that I got. You know what I'm saying? They had the one video that came out where you just see him walking.
Right.
You see him walking around the car. Open the car door. Seemed like he finna grab something out the car, and the cop, grabbed his shirt, shot him, pop, 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 shot him 7 times.
Right.
There's another angle of the video where he's tussling with one cop. He put one cop in the headlock. They fighting back and forth or whatever.
I ain't see that one either.
Right.
I got the drop. Why?
You see what I'm saying? So he pushed him off. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you see him start walking around, and then that's when the other video, from the other ankle, starts. You know what I'm saying? To where you see that. So that's what a lot of the outrage started on the second video, but the other angle shows that he was already in an altercation with the police.
Right, because from what I understand, he was tased, but then once they tried to tase him, he was able to get the whatever
break free
or whatever, and then supposedly they tried to go after him, but that one cop went after him and he reached inside his car and he just shot him in the back.
Right.
Now to some people that I gotta really say this because to a lot of people that's like, well, why did he do this? Why did he just comply? I think that's the biggest thing that I see on the internet amongst right wing conservatives. They like, why don't he just comply? Like, why don't he just stop and just let the dude do it?
To me, if we know these cops trying to find any chance to kill us, any reason, to shoot us and end another black life.
Right.
Don't ever give them a chance to do that.
Nah.
So you trying to, resist and do all this. And
why were they there? Because from what I understand, I could be wrong.
I think it was supposed to be a fight or something.
That's what everybody was saying. But according to somebody else, like to another article I saw, they was talking about how he was there because the police was there because one of the women called the police on her ex-boyfriend because he was supposed to have been on the premises.
They said he wasn't supposed to be there. Exactly.
He wasn't supposed to be there. So we don't really know everything right now, but all we do know is that it led to unrest and that it led to a white dude, little white boy that's 17 years old.
We're going to get to that. Yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Him going there and trying to supposedly with a militia stop the looting. But I'm like, man, you came from somewhere that's like 30 minutes away.
Some looting, man.
Like, you came somewhere that's like 30 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? And he said that he worked there. So, if that's
just weird to me, man.
It's all
too much,
weird.
Man. It's kind of overwhelming, too, to see that. And you got to think how this traumatizing people, man. Especially really young people who haven't really been through that or, seen nothing like that before. Because we really basically seen a lot of stuff coming up, like from Rodney King to all kind of more people. Police brutality.
Right.
So we familiar with it, man. But
Sean Bell.
Yeah, all that, man.
Diallo, you know what I'm saying? All these names that, you know what I'm saying?
But these young, like the teenagers and stuff these days and the younger elementary student children and stuff like that, man, they not used to that. And they can be traumatizing because it's really overwhelming. We had those bad times, but we had good times too, man.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing, though. We never got to see it, like, up close and personal.
We did not like it is now.
Nah, they actually seeing people dying.
Killed. Yeah, that's crazy.
I remember the world went crazy when they saw that him beat Rodney King.
Sure did.
You see what I'm saying? They went crazy. We went crazy when we saw him beating him.
Sure did.
These kids are growing up seeing people actually get shot in 3D. Like, in HD, they getting shot. So it's
every week for us now.
So that goes back to
it's
every week. Bro, I'm talking about you got so many names. It started off with Trayvon Martin. Then it went to Mike Brown. Then it went to Freddie Gray. Then it went to Sandra Bland. Then it went to Rashika Boyd. Then it went all the way to Tamir Rice. Then it went to Aiyana Jones. Then it went to I'm talking about it's just on and on, bro. And I think that and so back to what you were saying about our health, what does that do to someone's
mental health? Yeah.
And how important is it that we turn this phone off?
Me personally, I try not to pay attention to it. I stay in my own zone. And I have tunnel vision. Like, I only think about being successful, man, and just staying out the way. And if you got negative energy, I try not to keep that around me, man, because that's draining, man. I think about stuff like working on this podcast and stuff, and investing and doing, other stuff, man, positive stuff, man. And I want to start learning a different hobby, like sharecropping or something like agriculture, man. Getting stuff like that.
Sharecropping. You trying to go back to the slavery days?
Peanut farm.
I take all the money. You do all the work. I take it.
I'm trying to have more than sweet potatoes.
I feel you. That's what's
But the point is not to let them get you in that vibration of fear and anger.
Right. The vibration, man.
And really just rage and want to do something. Now next time you see a cop, you want to start resisting and firing, and end up in the same
position. But you had that depression, bro. Like, you in a situation as a black, especially as black men, bro. People act like they care about us, but they really don't. Everybody's just making money off our dead bodies. Black men dying has been entertainment for America ever since beginning. Whether it's the Royal
That's on the docket, my brother.
Whether it's the Royal Rumble where they watched us beat each other to death, whether it was the lynchings where they would sit up with their family and have picnics, all the way to the gangster rap talking about us shooting each other every day. Our death has always been their entertainment, bro. It has always been our entertainment, bro. That boy's deep.
Look, and I love that we didn't talk to each other this week, bro, because I actually wrote exactly what you said down, brother.
That's what I'm saying.
I wrote that same exact shit down.
Can I get a Fonswa, though?
Fonswa.
That's why this is the righteous way to podcast, right here.
Right here. If you didn't know, Fonswa.
Where else can you get this type of information but the Fonswa podcast?
I mean, but real, but
now can we just okay?
Go ahead.
As far as the Jacob Blake situation, Was the outrage justified? Even though we know this man, I got a criminal record from now. That don't give the cop
I just gonna say that don't matter.
The right to shoot him in the back.
That don't
but
matter.
the person that he was over the house with was the woman that he sexually assaulted. Now he has a criminal trespass and domestic abuse and 3rd-degree sexual assault on file in Kenosha County in Wisconsin. Right. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he wasn't supposed to be where he was at. Then you resisting arrest. Then it says, you know what I'm saying, you was armed with a knife or whatever. Like if you fight somebody, okay, let's say you but hear me out though. Let's say you and Fresh Guy, y'all get to fighting, right?
Right.
Y'all don't know each other. If Fresh Guy go out to his car after y'all just got tussling, what you think he going to get?
They think he going to get a gun.
He probably going to get a weapon. I don't know if it's a gun. I don't know nothing. But if he going to his car to come back,
now his kids was in the back, so that would be crazy. Well, you know he got, but
they really ain't know his kids was back.
Well, we don't know these people, bro. Like we don't know these.
I'm not saying it's justified, but at some points, as black folks, you have to take accountability. Because I got weed on my record. So if something happened to me, somebody gonna say, "Oh, he used to smoke weed. He was a thug." They gonna go like how they did Trayvon Martin and get a picture from when I was 13, 14, 18 they
years
always
old,
want to bring
throwing
up
a finger sign and then say,
"Well, you was out there. You was in the
I was thugging when I was young, bro.
Was he in the streets?
I ain't gonna lie. I was in those streets.
Yeah.
we was light skinned niggas in the street,
dibbling and dabbling in the street life.
We was, bro. Like we was caught because I felt like that's how I had to prove my manhood.
Yeah.
Like so many other black men, we feel like we have to take on this persona, this identity.
Wanna be gangster.
This wanna be, but this marketed to us, right?
That's the sickness.
That's what I'm saying. This is marketed to us, so it's a form of entertainment.
The movies.
Yeah. Man, movies, music,
TV,
all kind of entertainment that we grew up watching.
All these fights on IG we see every day, and World Star Hip Hop.
Right. That's for the older. I mean, the younger kids. When I was growing up, it was the fact that like, okay, I'm listening to this music. This is my identity. When I look at people that's my age, this is how they dressing. This is how they
Thug life.
Thug life.
I want to stay right
but I don't
there.
want to say thug life because Pop didn't mean thug life to me.
I know
like
he
that.
didn't,
Yeah.
but some people took it the wrong, especially
They took it the
younger.
wrong-
And before we go any further, I do want to say with this first podcast that we need to free all political prisoners, bro. And I want to see Mutulu Shakur free. That is Tupac's stepfather, where he was basically his real father, because that's the man who raised him, and he needs to be free right now. Free Mutulu Shakur, free Mumia Abu Jamal, and free all the political prisoners that's locked up unjustly just because they fought for something that they believed in that was righteous.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
And that's my personal view. That ain't their view. So if you see this,
the
that's
levels
me.
too, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beating on the tank.
Fonswa.
No, I want to stay right there. I want to play a clip for y'all. Just a little short clip, man.
In white-owned companies, white-owned stations with white-owned sponsors that play the role of hypersexualized, hypercriminalized male. I asked these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it, and we can brand it for our youngest black audiences, I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's, matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending. For them, it's more authentic and real. I always ask the companies, what about your name? What about your brand? What about your value? And the largest radio company in the world said this: it's okay that we only have drug dealers on our black youth stations. We only have murders on our black youth stations. We support black charities. We give out water at the Martin Luther King parade. I think we've got it covered. We bought them off. Now,
I just wanted to play that little short clip, man. That was a TED Talk, you know what I'm saying? That was going around the internet.
But that's the truth, you know. That's the truth.
I feel like it spoke to what we was just, you know, speaking about.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Fonswa.
That right there, bro, that hit a nerve, because it's like, fam, you don't see that in a lot of white community. You don't see white rappers talking about, I'm finna kill another white person. I'm finna go, you know what I'm saying? You got Eminem talking about killing his moms and taking pills and shit. But you don't have, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna ride around, shoot up here.
You don't have a whole genre of white people doing that,
you
right?
You don't.
You might have these bits and pieces of people. Like, you'll have heavy metal that talks about real satanic things.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be broadcasted to their children like that, right? Yeah. It's not broadcasted for their children to indulge and gratify genocide, self-genocide, right? So for me, it's like, man, it's real touching to me, man, because I grew up, like Fred said, we've been knowing each other ever since college. And I grew up thinking, like, this is who I had to be, even though that wasn't who I was. I was really a smart, young, intelligent kid. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I was trying to tell you. I was like, bro, you smart, bro.
Yeah, Fresh trying to put you on the right track early.
Was ever since I was out, but for real, I was a young kid, but I was impressionable. I thought that, oh man, I came from a good family. You know what I'm saying? I came from good stuff. Wholesome family, mom and dad there. But I felt like I had to do the most just so I could validate myself amongst my peers, because that's what we was into. We was into proving our manhood through destroying each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being feared from each other, not having unity amongst each other, not celebrating intelligence, but celebrating just, you know what I'm saying, just I'm tougher than you.
All the negative aspects.
All the negative, all the primitive aspects.
I ain't trying to diss nobody or nothing, but we came up in that trap era too, man. First, we came up when we were youngsters in that gangster rap era, NWA. And then who else we had? All kind of people.
We had all kind of people. We had Master P. We had C Murder. We had Cash Money and the end part of that. We had that was what was big in the South, right?
Right after that, we got T.I. Then we got Young G's and Gucci Man. And they ain't nothing against them brothers, man. I mess with them brothers, man. They was out there, you know, speaking their truth and making their money. You feel me?
Right.
But at the same time, you know, it's a price to pay behind that, and that price is, you know, destroying, you know, young youth of black people mind.
We're putting it in the mind,
especially young men.
But then you also have to, like he just said, we don't own these radio stations.
No, we don't.
So you already to convince these brothers that they to sell drugs so they can run it. So of course they would talk about it because they already did it. It's like we didn't have these broken families. We didn't been in this situation, and we didn't get here by accident. This is all by design. So it's like at the same time I feel some type of animosity towards my brother for doing it, but I'm not so blind in it not to know that it ain't really him doing it.
Yeah.
It's him acting it out, but it's not his thoughts, right?
Yeah.
It's him doing what this system has designed for him to do. And when we say system, that's an abstract thing to say, right? It's kind of like, oh, this system, but this system is made up of real people. It's made up of real people that commit real crimes against our people, right? Against black people. It's made up of real people who put in racist and draconian laws. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta wake up, bro. Like we really gotta wake up, because they playing a different game than what we playing. We playing the game for, you know, gratification and look, but they playing for power. Yeah. And when you play for power, bro, the only time your warrior class come out is when you trying to make it. You don't glorify your warrior class. You glorify what they do, but you don't glorify your warrior class, right? So it's like,
and then go back and kill people from your own army.
From your own army.
You see what I'm saying? It's like we being on the same troop. You know what I'm saying? We in the same crew, and I just. Wow, you friendly fire, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, you know, shit.
Right.
Now I gotta watch out for a nigga beside me, you know what I'm saying, who's supposed to be fighting with me. You know,
so that ain't nothing to take away from them either, man. Like I said, I ain't trying to diss T.I.
No, we ain't trying to diss none of you.
They had, you know, they spoke their truth, like I said, and it's other music out there you can listen to.
Right,
you
right.
feel me? So
we're just talking about what's promoted to us the most, right?
Most it's put.
We noticed that because there's tons of rappers since way back that have great content, always had great content. One of the people that come to my mind is Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, I like
you had people like Black Star. You had people like Outkast. You had people that were 3 Stacks. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes, man. You got people like Big Crit right now that's doing what he doing.
Shout out to Big Crit.
You know what I'm saying? People like Rhapsody. You know what I'm saying? Who's a female? She fire. You know what I'm saying? You had Dead Press. So you always had this consciousness, but it was never pushed towards us.
What's pushed to the forefront?
This gangster mentality, this gang mentality that come from, a real place, because a lot of us grew up in these street organizations. A lot of us grew up around GDs. A lot of us grew up around Vice Lords. A lot of us grew up around Bloods and Crips, right? So for us, it's like, you know what I'm saying? This is real. And it's so crazy I'm going to wrap it up and get out my soapbox, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy to me how, you know what I'm saying, those organizations like the GDs and the Vice Lords, they came from Chicago. And they came, and the other, like the Bloods and Crips, came from Los Angeles. And then these other gangs that's coming from New York, these other offsets of these other gangs that's tied together that's coming from New York. And what do all three of these places have in common?
Black people.
These were the places where Black Panthers were. This is where LA and California was where the Panthers were. Chicago was where the Panthers were. New York was mainly where the Panthers were. So all these places. So it was like, and then you had in Chicago these GDs and the Vice Lords. They got it from Free Hoover. You know what I'm saying? We ain't Free. He is a political prisoner. Whether we like it, whether you like what he stood for when he was outside or not, I know his son. I know what that man stood for. He didn't stand for destruction of our people.
Yeah.
Which makes it even crazy what's going on right now in Chicago with the GDs and the BDs. You know what I'm saying? So, they came from
also,
the sacks.
With that clip I just played, you know what I'm saying, if we would have played a little bit more of it, he goes on to say the conscious music that some of these artists try to put out, they get a slap on the wrist for it. Saying, nah, we don't want to hear that. We can't market that. We can't advertise that.
Right.
Go back to the bang bang, shoot 'em up, kill a nigga, drug dealing, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's your demographic wants to hear that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That has always been their entertainment, bro.
Or you lose your deal type of shit.
That's crazy to me how
sex sales and controversy sales.
Our death and our degradation has always been their form of entertainment. And when I say them, I mean white America.
Yeah. A
large portion of white America. Now, that's not to include every white person, but in real life, white America, that has always been a form of entertainment, watching black people, specifically black men, die.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And then on top of that, sex sales.
Surprises. Want to know why? Because you didn't know them. You want to know why you didn't know them? Because if you had known them, you'd have fucked it up.
Let me turn it. Let me go back. Now this about
get it right.
This about as far as we came out with the WAP. Just a couple months ago. No. There's some hoes in this house. Oh, we love that, though. We love that as black women. But I know we had a conversation on our pilot about black women empowerment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what really is empowerment?
What's really
and
empowerment?
What's degradation? So I want to just play a clip. It's from a black woman. I think she was a rapper or MC, back in the day. So.
How many female MCs died a female MC? See, they get you to put your ass in your titties, all out, all over the place. See, it didn't used to be that way. See, being a sexy, cute tomboy used to be the way. And then Biggie Smalls came in with Jessica Rabbit, Lil' Kim. What I find interesting is that for the past 25 years, everybody's been trying to be Lil' Kim, and all Lil' Kim was a figment of Biggie's imagination. He figured, all men probably get off on the same shit that I do. We can make a lot of money. And now, everybody wants to be this archetype. It wasn't until Lil' Kim that sex played a factor in whether or not a woman got signed.
That's deep.
Yeah, so does crack.
Sex sales. Say so does crack.
Crack sells, still sells. Heroin is big and crack is still selling. You want aim high or you want aim low?
You know what I'm saying?
All money ain't good money, man.
All money ain't good money.
What you think, Fresh Guy? Because I'm kind of...
Listen, I think we really need to start loving ourselves at our natural state, man. That's what I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in on that right quick, man. See, as of right now, we not shaved or none of that, man. We just sitting up here at our natural state. And I could have, they called me the fresh guy. You see me? I could have had dressed up and came and spent some time and spent the hour getting ready some light skin stuff. You feel me? Real talk. I could have went got me a haircut. Look down there, got shaved up and everything.
You could have looked like Drake,
and I would have been just pulling up right now. You feel me? But I said, man, let me just appreciate the way I look at my natural state, man. It really ain't no big deal. You gotta love yourself, man, and it's more than your physical, man. It's your inside, man. Your spiritual. It's about your spiritual, man. And what level of consciousness you want, how you vibrate.
Exactly.
So I just want to tell all the women out there, love yourself.
Love yourself.
You ain't gotta have all that stuff on you. You ain't gotta have the makeup. I know ain't no women to speak for everybody as a whole. I don't want to just jump on y'all right now. But every man don't like this stuff. Like,
but see, what a lot
of women, empowering or is it degrading?
What a lot of women would say is not for you to like. It's what I want.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
So how much? I mean, for real. Like some women be like, "Yo, this is for me.
So
this is what I want."
Are you trying to get a man or are you trying to get a jam?
Well, I know a lot of women that would say my life don't revolve around a man. I know a lot of women that would say, man, my life don't revolve around a man. I dress how I want to dress and I do how I feel.
Well, what we doing then?
Exactly.
Well, I'm doing her. Same way that a lot of men do them, right?
That's kind of selfish.
I mean, that's a broad statement. What is doing her? Does that mean I can fuck whoever and not give a fuck? I can give my body to whoever. But that's how they looking at men, bro. They looking at men like we been fucking and doing whoever. I'm gonna tell you this: if they want to do all that though, and just let them go. They for the streets, man. My boy Future said it best. Exactly.
They for the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs. That's what she belongs, man.
Check my girl out right quick. I know this.
Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B just came out with a song and a video called WAP. And now everyone wants to talk about women empowerment and sexual liberation. Even Sukiyana came out and said her and her homegirls feel liberated when Cardi B makes pussy-popping music. Now my first thought was, why? Why does degrading yourself make you feel liberated? And yeah, I'm all for female empowerment, but why do we gotta get so excited every time it's hypersexualized? And don't get me wrong, I wasn't surprised. Because both Cardi and Meg music is like that usually anyways. However, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's some hoes in this house liberates me. Whenever I had to think, I'm going to spell my name. That shit don't liberate me. I want you to touch that little thingy in the back of my throat. Like, where is the liberation? If you want to be on some hoe shit, all you want to do is throw your ass, pop your pussy. That's cool, boo-boo. Do you. But don't tell me you're free or liberated because you're doing so. My version of sexual liberation is obviously different from yours. I understand that my body has value, but so do I. And I am more important. I control what I do with my body. I control who I let in my body. I control who gets to see my body. And because I have and understand my self-worth, I know that everyone I encounter is simply just not worthy. Everybody don't get a chance to touch. Everybody don't get a chance to see. Everybody don't get a chance to know what I do behind closed doors. And no one can have access to me just by throwing me some fucking money. Because I know I'm worth more than that. Now, these women could think the same about themselves. However, it's hard to believe when every song they make is about popping pussy, dominating a man, finessing a man, or just being hypersexual all around. And by the way, that's actually how I knew Meg was gay this whole time. If you really listen to her music, you kind of could been tell she like her.
Man, I want to come to the altar and testify, mama. For real,
but that's crazy. That's a good point that she made, though.
She said,
that's a good point.
So, and it's just like, go back to what we were just saying about black men. It's like we find liberation in this thing, or we feel like our identity in this thing that actually degrades and demolishes and diminishes us, right? Because we doing this like just like them. Okay, yeah, you having sex with all these dudes, you liberated, but what happened when something real happened, like you catch STDs, or something bad happened, like, you know what I'm saying?
Raw dog and every bitch.
I mean, just anything. You have now you're a single mother or something like that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy is that I don't know if you remember. Back in the day, they used to have this commercial that was aimed at women, right? It was like, they used to have this tobacco commercial that would be like for Virginia Slims. I don't know if y'all remember Virginia Slims, the little small, long cigarettes. That was aimed at women, and they used to the way that the commercial. if I get my words out, the way the commercial was set up was that the woman comes in and she says, you don't have to hide from your husband anymore. And she starts hitting the pack of Virginia Slim, and she said, and she puts this Virginia Slim, she lights it, and the thing shows her being liberated, right? And then she says, yeah, Virginia Slims, you made it, baby. And women began to tie being liberated and making it to smoking Virginia Slim. Something that's going to, it look cool, but guess what? Yeah, it's going to cause cancer. Yeah, it's going to kill you. Yeah. So it's the devil wrapping up candy, poison in candy for you. And giving it to you.
But people, you trying to, like you said, you trying to tell these, tell different people, not just women, men too. But we speaking on that. Wow. I'm finna piggyback off that right quick.
Right.
Go ahead.
But, like, in the words of my boy, Juicy J, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Juicy J. Is that J. Cole?
Yeah, I thought it was Project. Boy,
nah, hey.
You showing your age right now, boy.
Yeah, exactly. See, I'm a young head, so.
I was like, J. Cole. He was J.
Cole. You said Project Pat.
Juicy J, Project Pat, DJ Paul, don't save them. Don't save them. Don't want to be saved. So
yeah, but think about that. 3-6 Mafia. Go back to what he was saying. 3-6.
But they told us, though, she don't want to be saved. Man.
She don't want to be saved.
You got to leave her alone, man. Keep on going, man. There's more fish in the sea.
Yeah, man. Yeah. If you want to do that, pop your pussy and show your ass on the internet, bro. I'm going to just treat you how you want to be treated.
Okay, now listen, question, right? Could you be with a woman that had that in her past that has changed, though? But she got like 100 bodies behind her.
If she gave herself to the Lord, I
don't. If she gave herself to her Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
If she's willing to accept Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior, then
I gotta be there for the baptism.
The blood of Jesus. I still want to do it.
Like, yeah, your ass too much on the internet.
I still wouldn't do it.
Like I'm saying, like if your girl was a top notch girl, right? She was like
when you say top notch, what you mean?
I mean, like she looked good to you. She do everything.
Look good, what you mean?
I mean, she looked. What does French guy want from me?
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying she looks attractive in your opinion. Now that can mean different things,
but looks ain't everything. Looks ain't everything.
But I'm just saying though, she's attractive. She does what she's supposed to do as far as being your woman. She's a good woman, but she used to be a porn star. And she got videos of her being nutted on by 20 dudes doing the gangbang. Do you still love her?
I mean, I would never even get into a situation where I could.
When you meet somebody, you don't know everything they done been through.
I don't think I can see Cherokee coming down the aisle, man.
Yeah.
And they throwing.
Yeah, that's just not.
They throwing flowers.
You couldn't marry Pinky?
Pinky, none of them. Jada 5 probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It had to be a private ceremony.
I don't know.
I don't know, Sky Black. Sky Black, can you see this?
Fonswa.
That is a profession now.
We love the kids, so we gonna try to. They'll probably don't know who we talking about.
Yeah. So don't look at skip past this part of the Fonswa podcast. If you are under 13, please, though.
Under 25.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's what I was doing at 13. I'm telling you myself. I was like,
these kids know, man. I act like they don't know, goddamn.
It's so important. It's so accessible to them.
Oh my god, bro. Just Instagram. Instagram, man. Think about as a young girl being on Instagram at 8, 9 years old and seeing your favorite Instagram model posting booty pics and. You know what I'm saying? Twerking online.
Don't think they ain't on their mama page.
But we was looking at Playboys. We were looking at Playboys, but like I said, it's not that we weren't doing the same thing, but it's so intense now. It's like
you just a little nasty child, you boy. You was a little nasty man.
I lost my virginity when I was 10, bro.
10
years old.
I didn't even know what virginity was at 10. Boy, you something serious. This man.
Hey, I mean, you want to share that?
That's my.
You want to share that experience? We could leave that off the
pod. Try to keep it a little spicy, but
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just being honest.
I kind of don't want to do it because the woman that did it, she's still alive. And
now, is that? Would you consider that molestation? Was she older than you, or was?
Oh yeah, she was way older than me.
would you consider that molested, or what would you consider that?
At the time, as a kid, I didn't consider it molesting. I thought I was getting lucky. I was like, she gonna give me something.
That's kind of personal. If you don't want to talk about that, then we can move on.
No, I'm just saying, I ain't gonna talk about her name, but it's like, like we did it. She was older than me. She was like, what? I was 10 and she was like 16, 17.
Okay.
So it was like...
Now, a lot of black men go through that, though. So that's good we got somebody who actually went,
I mean, I think... But we don't. Why don't we see that as molestation as black men? Why at that time did we not see that as molestation?
I heard something about that today, man. I was listening to Vlad TV, and he was talking to D-Ray Davis. And D-Ray was saying how he was molested by 2 women at the same time. He was 10 years old. And they had molested him, man, when he was... And they did oral and all this stuff on him, man.
Yeah.
But that's
so
crazy.
y'all...
They kind of was joking about it, but then at the same time, he was interviewing T.K. Kirkland. But then T.K. was like, it's funny because it's a double standard. Because when women do it to young men, then we see that as a badge of honor. But when men do it to young women, then it's like... we shutting them off and chastise them.
Oh yeah. As we should. I don't believe. We should. I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like that either, man.
Yeah.
But when I say child molestation, that's the first thing I think of. Though I think of a man trying to get a younger girl.
You don't think of man, but there's a lot of men out there, man.
Yeah, a lot of women that done.
Yeah.
I know. Some of our celebrities. I know Charlamagne the God talked about an experience. Lil Wayne talked about his experience. DMX talked about getting molested by somebody 26 and he 12 years old.
He said something too.
Yeah, it's a lot of that in the black community, man. You know what I'm saying? On both sides, both genders, male and female.
I just think, man, it's just I mean, just to be real, now that y'all was talking about it, I never even looked at it like that.
Yeah.
When I was young, I'm being honest, like you said, I looked at it as like a badge of honor. Oh, I got something, you know what I'm saying, from this woman, and she older than me.
What you doing? What you was doing? You was in there on Nintendo.
I'm just playing the Sega Genesis, man, in my Christian business.
Yeah.
I was over Shirley house.
Yeah. I ain't gonna put a name out. Yeah, I ain't gonna put a name out there, and I know this is gonna be crazy. I know my family gonna listen to this. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be asking me questions like, "Who was it?"
You was over there stirring macaroni with Shirley.
Yeah, you know, she said that she needed some
mac. She ain't got no stove.
She needed some.
I ain't talking about that macaroni. It's all good.
Nah, but yeah, man. So for me, it's like, yeah, man. That's interesting that we talk about that. But I would like to get to the bottom of like why we don't. Like, see, why is
that goes back to the trauma. You know what I'm saying? It might not have been traumatic, but looking back on it, you was too young for that situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a sick mental, you know what I'm saying, mental sickness that we have as a black community.
Did y'all? I mean, I ain't gonna get out of that. But did y'all lose y'all virginity early?
Nah, not early. You know, you have experience with hunching and shit at a young age.
Not nothing like that though.
Nah, you ain't getting nothing with no.
Nah, man.
By how old you was?
Man, hey, that's another subject.
I ain't
I'm not gonna put my personal business out here.
Nah, but
maybe on episode 200.
We gonna leave it like this though. Ain't nothing like that happened though with no older molestation. Of age people, you feel me?
Of age,
right.
Your age,
similar age,
not
nothing with nobody older,
right?
Not nothing like that. I wasn't fortunate enough.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's where the problem lie right there. Right?
You didn't get the Fonswa.
You didn't get the Fonswa.
I got the Fonswa early.
It's all good, man.
But yeah, man, moving on though, bro.
Y'all
had something else y'all want to say on that, before we move on to the next
man, we're gonna leave that
I just want to really address, before you move on, this elephant in the room right here, this... Well, I don't know what y'all looking over there for with this eloquence Bel Air bottle right here, man.
Right.
We Bel Air boys, man.
We Bel Air, man.
Gold bottle.
Bel Air over here.
Gold bottle.
We don't want nobody in the comments talking about y'all light skin, y'all smoke hookah. Hey, mind your business.
Yeah, mind
what
your
you
business.
smoke? What your mama smoke?
Hey.
Stay out my business.
Nah, for real. Hey, next time we're gonna have it lit up for y'all, man.
Probably have some champagne in here.
Yeah, man. So we got some goddamn triple sec y'all can mix with a little juice.
We might put a palm tree in the corner.
Little margarita.
Because we might be sipping out a coconut. Yeah, feel me? The coconut.
in a fresh Riviera.
The French Riviera, chilling.
All right,
Eating
moving
sunflower
on, man.
seeds.
Did y'all want to touch on some more of that Kenosha protest? You know what I'm saying? I know we touched a little bit on Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, we keep moving.
Did y'all hear about Portland?
Yeah, Portland been wilding.
No, somebody from Trump's side got shot last night in Portland.
Is that Rand Paul?
No, it's a dude. No. Not the actual Trump supporter. He went to the y'all just killed out Ben Carson like that, bro. How y'all gonna kill?
What you say, Ben Carson? I ain't hear this.
How you gonna kill out Uncle Ben like that?
My bad, Ben. If you out there, I love you, man.
A neurosurgeon that does it's over hood.
You can always come home, Ben.
Right. But speak on that though. What exactly? You said somebody got hurt,
like so. I don't know all the details, so I just want to put that out there first. But in Portland, Oregon, they have been holding this thing called non-autonomous zone.
Wow.
So they done basically took over.
What they call it, Chud or
Chad
or something.
Chads or something like that, right? So supposedly it's supposed to be this group called Antifa. If you don't know what Antifa is,
Black
anti-fascist.
They tie Antifa. Antifa is like the white Black Lives Matter. They supposed to be anti-fascist. That's what anti-fascist.
Black Lives Matter is the white Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? I think white folks then straight infiltrated that whole organization.
But see, this is the thing.
You don't even see black folks protesting no more.
It's
straight white folks.
But that's what I'm saying. It's two groups of people, two groups of white people, just like the Civil War, who fundamentally believe this country needs to go in different ways. Mm-hmm. So they literally are fighting. Last night was the first, because Kyle Rittenhouse shot supposedly a far left guy that was not a Biden supporter, but like a Bernie Sanders supporter, somebody that's on the far left. So today,
some of that white on white crime.
Yeah. So last night, true, white on white crime.
I like to call that a mayonnaise sandwich.
We gonna coin that term on the Fonswa podcast. Mayonnaise sandwich with white on white crime.
That's white on white concept. There's some mayonnaise on this white bread.
On white bread on this.
Yeah. Hey, you might want to throw a slice of tomato between that thing. But if you don't, then that's cool too.
That's cool too. However you want to do it.
So they going to mayonnaise sandwich right now. So a dude that was a Portland, that was a far right guy, he shot somebody that was a Trump supporter. Trump supporters went inside of there and ended up getting shot. So right now, two people from Boston, because the dude Kyle Rittenhouse, he shot somebody that was white also.
Yeah, he killed two people.
He killed two white people, but they were pro.
Fun fact on that: one of the people he did kill was convicted of sex crimes. You know,
you always bring up people criminality when they get killed.
No, I'm just saying because you gotta understand.
Worse than more.
No. You gotta understand what type of people you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And those type of people that's out there protesting under the guise of Black Lives Matter. You see what I'm saying? It ain't always, you know what I'm saying, the agenda we want. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they have a totally different agenda than what the cause or the organization was started from.
So what do you think that Black Lives Matter stands for?
It stands for what it is. It should stand for that. Black Lives Matter, period.
But what does that really mean? And who are we saying it to? Because it's more
the organization is different than the statement. You can say the statement, I stand with Black Lives Matter, period. That statement should matter.
Right.
You see what I'm
saying? I think any
but just the fact that you have to say that is wrong anyway. Just the fact that you have to tell another white person that your life matters is some bullshit.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm trying to look at it from another viewpoint, right? Because it's like these people used to hang us from trees like not too long ago, like 50, 40
and
years
now
ago.
Talking about Black Lives Matter.
Now you talking about our lives matter. The fact that we walking around and they not doing what they doing is actually a step up for them.
And the majority of other races after protesting with Black Lives Matter versus black people.
Because you said that white people kind of hijack Black Lives Matter, but it's like, what did you want them to do? If you're saying Black Lives Matter, that means you're speaking it out to somebody. So you spoke it to white people and said, my life matter. Now white people are coming down and saying, your life matters. How you gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
how
bro.
you gonna get mad at that? That's what you want.
I see what you're saying.
That's what you want.
I see where you're coming from.
Jumping on something for us like that. And what do you think they have in they on their agenda?
Exactly.
Why they out there? You see what
why
I'm saying?
are they out there? Yeah, it's you can be allies. I'm all for that.
What's their reason for wanting to help us? Like, do they have are they genuinely Black Lives Matter, or do they want to
loot and ride and want to see America burn?
Yeah, like you said, or just see America burn, or they might have something else up their sleeve. You feel me? That we don't know about.
But that's the thing I'm saying, right?
They want to profit off of it.
You can't generalize a whole group of people, right? So everybody out there ain't out there for the same reason,
right? Like we were saying, though.
But the purpose is that they out there.
You're right. Like we were saying earlier, though. People, man, they profiting off of a black man dying in America.
Exactly.
That's America particularly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we just got finished listening to with the clip where he was talking about they'll put it on there because it'll make money, right?
Yeah. Now that's just in the music, you know what I'm saying? But I want to read something for you. This is a post that Angela Stanton put up. She running for Congress in Georgia for District 5 or whatever. It's a black woman, right?
Okay, so this is a politician.
This is a politician, right?
Okay.
So she got a text from an unknown people. She didn't put the name up. She go, Ange, I meant to tell you that one of the protesters told me that Black Lives Matter paid him and his crew $10 million. The guy with the dreads, remember him? ? He whispered that to me, and then remembered the guy who was about to take a pic of all us, and then backed up and said, they're watching me. I can't take this pic. I don't want to be in some shit. And then during our conversations, we find out that they all from out of town. I've been thinking about this. Everything we see in the media about Black Lives Matter protesters, rioters, and looters, I believe that's all organized and they all paid so that the media can have content and continue with this divisive narrative because that's all they have. Now that's a tweet, not a tweet. That's a text message that a woman running.
Is that official though? Like, is that like?
Now,
is that
it's
official?
It's official that Black Lives Matter is being funded by elitists and white people. I mean,
but every movement has to have some type of funding, right?
It's not the funding that you would want. It's funding to go out there and riot, funding to go out there and loot, funding to
but this is what
create
I'm saying.
chaos.
This is what I'm
cities.
saying, right? You want change. How do you think you're gonna get change if you don't put force on it? You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
It's a thing.
It's a way about going about it, man. It's a way about
a real fine line we stepping on, bro. Because I see what you're saying, and I see what he's saying also. Because he's saying the wrong people funding the movement, but at the same time, we do kind of want a movement so we can have change. You feel me? Right. You our money ain't good money, but at the same time, we not funding ourselves.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's what we really.
We get mad at people that come into our neighborhoods and they gentrify, but it's like, bro,
let me ask you what
the hood. You can take
powerful too, man.
Yeah, buy back the hood instead of people.
What has Black Lives Matter organization? What have they funded? Have they funded any HBCUs? Did they build up any communities?
I'm not aware.
Have you heard of anything? No. Any big donations
or
reparations for black
the movement, because you got different organizations.
I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter organization.
The movement for Black Lives have done a lot of things. That's a whole nother organization. You got two organizations right now that's working. One is funded by black people and that's doing like a lot of grassroots work. Movement for Black Lives is doing that. Black Lives Matter is doing something totally different.
Tell me the organizations on that side that's helping the black folks.
Movement for Black Lives. I can speak to this personally because I'm working with them in Jackson.
Oh, that's what it's called. Movement for Black
Lives is a whole different organization than Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
right?
I'm specifically talking about BLM.
The Malcolm X grassroots movement is doing tremendous grassroots work.
That's the stuff we need to be talking about.
Exactly. But the biggest
Black Lives Matter got too much.
Right, it's got too much clout.
They get way too much publicity.
It's so much publicity on that Black Lives Matter. Just that statement. They took that statement, made it the organization, and now. And they're not actually being funded because they're funding the Democratic Party. If you go right now and try to make a donation on Black Lives Matter organization, their site, it takes you to another site called Act Blue. Act Blue says on their About page that they fund the Democratic Party. So this is millions and millions of donations you think are going to black communities that are going to Democratic politicians. That's Bernie, Hillary, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, whoever you want to name. Right. That's who's getting funded by the death of Black lives. So if you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the organization it's been hijacked. That's what I mean by it's been hijacked by white folks.
Right.
You ever heard of a name George Soros?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
George
sure
Soros.
everybody's.
Man, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about.
But see, you sick and tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
But that's the root of it. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know that though. It's like, how do I know what George
Fam,
Soros has in his mind? How do I know that he's trying?
It's the paper trail. It's the paper trail. If you would do
that, all sound kind of conspiracy like to me.
Bro, conspiracy is a word to dismiss folks that actually did
certain
research.
things that's factual.
You see what I'm saying? You can dismiss research by conspiracy. That term was created by the CIA in the 60s just for that reason. So you can call me a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not calling it a conspiracy theory.
I'm just saying I don't know. Calling it a conspiracy and not doing the due diligence of the research is, you know what I'm saying?
But see, when people say research,
that's like calling somebody crazy.
When people talk about research, they talk about sitting and watching a 15-minute YouTube video or looking at something that's on a blog that somebody wrote up in their house that has no actual sources, right?
Where you gonna get your sources from? The mainstream.
That's what I'm saying.
Sources?
That's what makes it a conspiracy because there is no factual proof to prove it. COINTELPRO was a conspiracy. They knew something was going on within the Black Panthers and within the Black Liberation Movement, but they didn't know exactly what was going on. When the people that was the anti-war protesters broke into the FBI office in I think it's Weird, Pennsylvania. Is it Media, Pennsylvania? I think it's Media, Pennsylvania. They broke in there and they stole all these documents. Then we had documented proof that said this is what's going on. This is what it's called. It's called COINTELPRO. So when I ask you, is it a conspiracy? If it's not, do you have factual proof that says that can lean back? That don't mean that it ain't true. That just mean do you have factual proof? Because I know you ain't crazy, but I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like,
no. We know that, but it comes to a point to where you gotta do your research. You see what I'm saying? I'm a present what I believe in the facts that I've done through. I can't sit here and say, well, gee, go look at this, go look at this, go look at this, go.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because I've done all that. You see what I'm saying? So me telling you is not from, you know what I'm saying? I just looked at a 15-minute clip and now I'm coming on this podcast and telling you. This is from multiple sources around. This is from people who were actually in the Black Lives Matter organization themselves, used to be a part of it, and said they got funding from a man, George Soros. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And his companies, because some of these people, it's not directly from them, but they'll fund the donations through their companies.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I did the paper trail myself, but on that organization needs to be completely dismantled. That's
Black Lives Matter, the organization.
That right there, bro, that is not for Black people. If you gonna do donations, bro, send it to what you the grassroots
movement for Black Lives.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all could touch on that. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to donate to the movement for Black Lives, go to www. I think it's .m4bl.com, and then you can fund it. And from what I understand and from what I've been doing working with them, they're doing a lot of grassroots work with people's assemblies. They're doing things all across, like all over. They just held today. They held a virtual concert. They had a whole bunch of conscious artists. Yesterday they had the National Black Convention where they put up a black agenda for Black people, right? So they came together virtual through Zoom, and they all got together, and now they're presenting a black agenda for Black people. You got some
key points from that?
Oh, man. Well, to be honest, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but it's on YouTube. Okay. I was working yesterday, and so it kept going in and out because they're not even going through YouTube. They're uploading it on YouTube, but they're also doing it on their own website, right? Right. So it's like the black, it's Black-owned, but it's also accessible on other platforms. So I'm going, when I go to work tomorrow, when I'm riding, I'm going to listen to it. I think it's like 3 hours long. But yeah, Movement for Black Lives, man. Definitely look into them. They're really doing the work to try to, better these communities. And they have a black agenda. So go look at the Black National.
That's what's up. And if you can't find them, just send the money to me, and I'll get it.
Yeah, he gonna disperse that out to the homies in the hood.
Send it to Fonswa podcast.
I get it.
We'll get it to him.
Bet your bottom.
It would definitely go into black hands.
Yeah. Most definitely.
All right, man. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a 15-minute break, and then we're gonna get right back to the second half of the show. The Fonswa podcast. Don't go nowhere. Listen to these advertisements, and man, support us.
All right,
what's good with y'all Fonswa out there?
So, shit, man. What y'all think on this? Well, first of all, let's get to some good news, man. I know it's been a lot of morbid shit on the podcast, y'all.
Right.
We got Kobe got a street named after him. You know what I'm saying? By Staples Center, called Kobe Boulevard.
That's what's
so
up.
Rest in peace to the Black Mamba, man. I love to see that.
Love to the Black Mamba.
Shit. They said Flint, Michigan's supposed to be getting $600 million off that water crisis.
$600 million. That's all.
That's what I said. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Million?
$600 million. That's what they was awarded for the state of Michigan to pay them.
Yeah, you know I'm from Flint, right? Originally. I'm lying.
I always gotta check, man. I always gotta check on him. Like, nigga, for real? That's what shit. Well, shit, maybe you can speak on it better than we can.
But you know what's so crazy about that Flint situation, bro?
What's that?
Is that Flint is literally, you know, there's a lot. There's only 1% of fresh water in the world. The world's made up like 75%, I think, of water, but it's most of it is salt water.
Right.
It's only 1%, and they were, I think, like 100 miles or 100 and some miles away from the second largest body of clean water in the world.
That's
with Lake Huron.
Oh, Lake
Because you know you got the Great Lakes of Michigan.
Great Lake Superior.
So it's so crazy, and you know a lot of people have been talking about that. I don't feel like it got enough attention like it's supposed to, because this was bureaucracy, like literally poisoning people, knowingly poisoning people. You know what I'm saying? And that set the stage for everything we seeing right now. Because if people can just poison a whole group of population in America, and it not even, you know what I'm saying, nobody really go to jail.
Not even hit the news.
Man.
Nah, it ain't even really hit the news
shit.
at all, man.
It was on the news for a little while, and then
it's on. Yeah, they on to something else.
It's on to something else.
Another person got killed by the police. Police brutality.
Yeah, it's like you poison a whole bunch of, poison a whole city, man.
Man, I want to play a clip, because on that Flint situation, this is Barack Obama, right? Going to Flint, Michigan. I want you to listen to what he said. Watch this.
Recovery is everybody's responsibility. And I'm going to make sure that responsibility is met.
Barack Obama in Flint, Michigan.
Can I get some water? Come on up there. I want a glass of water.
They're saying no, get a bottle water. He want a glass. You see this shit?
I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
What? He wet his lips. He did not drink it. He didn't sip it. He wet his lips.
There was an audible gasp in the audience. People were just like absolutely dejected. Why would you do that?
So he basically
went to Flint, Michigan,
and at a time where people still didn't have clean water, asked for a bottle of water,
asked
which
for
is
very
insane. I just want to say, man, his comedic timing is way off.
Yeah. He is horrible, my brother.
Punchline was
I don't even know that was a little degrading if you ask me. Like, bro, like, how?
Come on, OBZ, you got to do better than that, bro. I mean, but you know what? Another thing about that situation was, you know why they had dirty water, right? They were originally hooked up to Lake Huron, but what ended up happening was Nestle ended up buying a large amount of the water, and they ended up taking them off of the water that they had from Lake Huron and hooking them up to the Flint River.
Lake Fonswa.
Yeah, the Lake Fonswa.
Yeah,
they hooked them up to Lake Fonswa.
Nah, Lake Fonswa, we got that clean, that fresh
water,
spring.
But nah, seriously, bro.
Kangen water.
Alkaline. Yeah.
Seriously, bro, they hooked these folks up to bad water, bro. Like that just was just, and you know who authorized it? The Republican governor, Rick Snyder.
It was the governor.
It was the governor. So yeah, man, I don't mean to bring this part down, but I want to let the people of Flint know that we are still with you at the Fonswa podcast, and we care, and we want to bring this up because a lot of people ain't talking about that, and we here.
If you gonna protest something, protest that shit, bro.
Protest
out of almost it's been a decade, right? Longer than that. You know what I'm saying? So, and you still ain't got no clean water for major, you know what I'm saying, American city like, bro, come on now. Yeah. We got to get right, bro.
We got to get it right, bro. Gotta get it right.
Shame on you, governor. What's his name?
Stone him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bro.
Rick Schneider, man.
Rick
Y'all remember that's
Schneider
the governor.
brothers.
That was the governor that did that. He put a black man as the emergency manager, and as the emergency manager, the black man ended up taking the fall for everything. But it was Rick Schneider that actually appointed him, and he was able to get. I don't want to go too deep into it, but let's just say Nestle was able to pay Rick Schneider for doing it, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't get it like straight up. He went through a 501c4 called NERD.
Okay.
And under NERD, they was able to funnel the money because one of the biggest people on Rick Schneider's campaign was married to a woman who had the job as one of the top people for Nestle.
Right.
So they took the money.
Now I've heard of that
501c4, not a 501c3, because under the 501c3 you gotta identify who you get the money from.
Exactly.
But under the 501c4 you don't.
Okay.
And look, let me tell you, that's very important you said that. I'm glad you know the name of that, because a lot of this like philanthropy, fake ass philanthropy these billionaires and shit be doing, be influencing a lot of these politics that we have in America. They call that lobbying.
The chocolate Nestle?
Like Nestle. Nestle owns, so Nestle is I think its headquarters is in Switzerland, and it's an international company. And what it's been doing lately for the last like 20-something years is buying up what they call water rights. So there are people who believe that they have rights to water. So what they're doing is they're buying up water rights all over. And
shame on you, Nestle.
They're taking water. And you know what's so crazy about the situation, bro? What make it even gangster is because Nestle hired, basically gave money to the administration to take the people of Flint off the water, and people saw that, and Flint people started getting affected, and what ended up happening was what? People started buying water for Flint. Bottled water from who? Nestle.
And Nestle,
they getting paid on both sides.
They getting paid on both sides.
On the front end and the back end.
Nestle was paying with them gold pieces. They got the chocolate in the inside.
Yeah,
that's what they was paying.
That's what they was paying on.
The whole time.
With box tops. Y'all remember the box tops?
I ain't gonna lie. I like them Keebler L's, man. I always like the little Keebler.
They give you the little gold coins. You like, Mama, they gave me some gold. Boy, that chocolate in there, boy. It ain't just no gold. Bite it.
First try, Will.
Man.
Oh, so chocolatey. It's so chocolate. Tastes good.
I'm moving on to the next. What we got next on the docket? These boys have gone off the rails.
Go ahead.
But shit, let's see. We got
man,
what y'all think about that Tory Lanez situation? Made the Stallion Tory Lanez situation.
Shame on you, Tory.
You ain't even from here.
You brought your ass across the border to assault another one of our black queens.
The Stallion.
Come on, man.
I don't know, bro. That man like 4'11" and Meg Thee Stallion like 6'3".
Bro, I'm tired of folks bringing up his height and her height as if that
is a factor.
Bro, that shit don't mean a damn thing.
With my ass, man. I'm sorry.
Bro, they say she was walking away from the car. Now, I don't know the facts because I was not there. So maybe you can call me allegedly, she was walking away from the car.
That's our word from now on, allegedly.
And boy shot her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Throw that in there.
But, nah, man. Hell nah. That height shit don't justify a damn thing, bro. You still a sucker if you pull out a gun on any female. That ain't trying to kill you herself. You see what I'm saying? If she ain't got no gun, you ain't supposed to pull out one.
Yeah. I agree, but
he tried to shoot a pinky toe out.
I was just gonna say.
There it is, quick. There it is.
You gonna be the 920s having bitch in Jackson if you don't stop.
Yeah. Man. I seen a lot of people online trying to call her a snitch, man, and all type of shit, bro. I thought that shit was
so what they call her a snitch
shit, bro.
Cause she got shot.
Cause she telling on some street.
Did she tell on the man or what?
I mean, she went on live and admitted it.
I don't know if you shoot me, I'm shooting you back, man. But that's Megan Thee Stallion, and that's a queen.
She probably didn't have her.
I ain't gonna just say no
like
queen,
that.
but I'm gonna say she a black female, and she might be a queen in her own You know,
Right.
I believe all our women are queens. They just sometimes don't live up to they queen.
They don't know their own value.
I ain't finna down no black women on the podcast. So
nah, we definitely not doing that on Fonswa podcast.
Right, man. And she got her money and she doing her thing. And at the end of the day, shame on Tory, man.
You feel like shame on you, Canadian.
Yeah.
He's officially canceled.
And I mess with Thor. I mess with them chicks tapes, man. I be jamming.
Yeah, that shit was fucked up, bro.
I be feeling.
So now you gotta delete the chicks tapes now.
Chick tapes, man.
He done threw all his chicks tapes out.
I never was a Tory Lanez fan. Is his music?
It's a mixtape series.
Music, bro.
Mixtape
He's
series.
He
got some chicks tapes, man.
I won't be listening today.
Yeah.
Brother,
he won't ever get a chance.
Maybe
to
after a while. Maybe let things settle down for a little while.
Wait till the smoke settles. But yeah,
we go back to listening to Tory. Is there ever gonna be a good time to listen to R. Kelly?
I still never stop.
Shit, man,
Hey,
now that's real though. That's real though, man.
How you gonna still listen to R. Kelly, man?
That's real. That's real.
You just gotta think about somebody else. You can't just be thinking about.
Sometimes you gotta separate the music from the man.
Whoever your women.
Y'all still stepping in the name of love, huh?
Hey, side to side. Let me see you do the love slide.
Okay. He hit that one. Let me
get that broke out to the whole dance, man.
It was good off, but you got the point.
Yeah.
That's what R. Kelly sing like you're ready.
Sing like you're ready.
But hey, speaking of R. Kelly, man, I'm glad y'all brought R. Kelly up, man.
What's up?
What?
He done got his ass whooped in jail.
I heard about that.
They said Kelly getting all kind of chocolate factories.
Yeah, they trying to get him up out of there. His attorney, man, listen, I definitely heard about this.
But I heard they had to see that coming.
They say he was
jealous being like PC or something.
Yeah, but they say they was jealous of Kelly because of the attention he getting in prison, man. But at the same time, that's R. Kelly, man. You know he finna get attention.
If R. Kelly didn't have this on his jacket, would he be one of the greatest R&B singers?
King of R&B if he wasn't out there doing what he was doing.
Like, who has more hits than R. Kelly?
I don't know.
I Believe I Can Fly, Bump and Grind, Down Low, Contagion.
I don't mean to get off subject about the shooting and stuff, but I know we on to something now. But I want to say, Michael Jackson, man, got some hits, bro.
Michael's
birthday was today. Yesterday?
Yeah, I think it's today.
Today?
Oh yeah, he died on Michael Jackson's birthday, right?
No. He died the day before.
Okay, he died the day before.
So that was.
We talking about Chadwick Boseman, y'all.
Yeah. That was yesterday.
Happy birthday to the King of Pop.
To the King of Pop, man, Mike. Rest in peace. The Archangel, Mikey.
Hey, Boosie, I think MJ go harder than R. Kelly. I know Boosie said that R. Kelly the hardest songwriter or whatever. I think MJ got more songs than Kelly.
I mean,
not as far as writing, but as far as just hits.
Performing too, can't nobody perform like Mike.
They can't hold Mike.
The hits with the dance.
That's what I was finna say. Now, if you talking about writing, he got them. But if you talking about like actual music,
yeah, just music.
All around,
hand down, Mike.
All around, Mike, man. All around is Mike.
How you gonna get mad at? How could you outdo Remember the Time?
You can't,
come on,
bro.
Man had an all-star.
Butterflies,
yeah, Thriller, man.
Thriller is forever cemented.
Beat it. Billie Jean. I can go on and on, man.
These are songs that transcended not only just American culture, but just international.
Across the world, yeah.
There's a little kid in Vietnam right now talking about beat it. Beat it. Can't speak English, but know about beat it. So, for me, might take it. But like I said,
that's how far our black music go, man.
That's why we gotta control it, though.
Yeah.
Gotta control our music, man.
That's
all we got.
Man, moving on to other news, bro. We got U.S. Marshals recovered 39 missing children in a Georgia operation, bro.
That's crazy.
That shit, man. Why is that not? What? Why is that not plastered over all news stations? U.S. Marshals recovered 39 missing children in Georgia. This is an operation they had.
That's just in Georgia.
When that happened?
Like yesterday.
This happened August 27th. August 27th. That was the day before Chadwick died.
Stop it, man.
Bro, they found them in trailer homes out in the country in Georgia, man. 39 missing children. So that that's.
Do they know what happened with the children? Like how they all ended up there?
Man, sex trafficking. Yeah. This shit is real, bro. Sex trafficking is big around the world.
Profitable,
it's It's so
I had
huge.
no idea that was
the world.
I didn't.
I
hear about it, but you don't never
real, man.
because it's invisible. You really don't even. You know what I'm saying?
Because the people that's running it, man, they not gonna.
Let me play a clip for
They
y'all
not
right
finna
quick,
let you
just
know
to
what they
get a
doing,
kind of.
People in the United States of America that breed children
Now this
in
is
order to
Free the
a
kids, though. My bad. I'm sorry.
this is a judge. They used to be a CIA. He used to work for the CIA. This is him exposing what these child sex trafficking units do.
We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture. Because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. All of the child services agencies across the United States of America, they did not start out as organizations to prey on children, but they attract pedophiles. And ultimately, pedophiles end up rising in the ranks and controlling those organizations. So that an organization that initially started out in the service of children becomes an organization that is in fact hunting children.
Wow.
So just to get a little backstory on that,
Sweet.
Child Protective Services is a cesspool for
Hide your
pedophiles.
wife, hide your kids.
You see what I'm saying?
Seriously.
Lot of these people that boys only or boys even the goddamn Boy
I
Scouts.
was just finna say the Boy
I just
Scouts
heard a
too, man.
goddamn advertisement,
On the
right here
radio
in
or
Jackson
something.
on the radio,
Yeah,
talking
they say
about
it
if
all
you've
the
ever
time.
been sexually abused or touched by any one of your scout leaders or anything like that, reach out to us. You might have a claim, in court and everything like that. So just the fact that there is mainstream
How much money they
advertising
giving
on
out?
this. Shit, I was finna say I was a Boy Scout. I might just lie for the chick. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, I was touched. Goddamn. But nah, on some real shit though.
He
This
brushed up against me in 94. 1994.
They
gotta get
whispered in my ear, did you feel that?
yeah, you gotta get that check.
Can't be laughing at child sex.
Nah.
I'm a child molestation, but yeah.
No, for real. On a more serious
my bad,
note though,
Get your life together, fresh guy.
man, it is plaguing the country, man, plaguing the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all looked into the any of the Epstein case, Ghislaine Maxwell?
Nah, man,
Bill
that
Clinton?
whole thing is just crazy, bro. The fact that the man died is just that just lets you know everything you need to know right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you: you believe he actually committed suicide? That's
Of course not.
okay. Of
I
course
don't
not.
think
Of course.
so either. Anybody that they say committed suicide, man, it's a red
It's a
automatic
red
red
He
flag.
was in a suicide tank.
It's a red
He
flag.
was supposed to.
Yeah, on
he was
suicide watch. Now you telling me you in one of the most high security prisons in the world,
And you wanted to hide
for one, the cameras go out, and two, both of the guards sleeping.
Y'all seen that flight list though?
Oh, it's crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy.
crazy.
Wait till they
son.
come out with the next flight list though, man. It'll be.
They got another one?
They might do. I heard there's some more flight lists.
I know they got.
I heard
They gonna
there's
have
more.
Fred the
Look.
Fresh guy on there.
Man, look, I just wanted to be on the islands, man. I ain't know he was doing all of that.
Man.
They had Chris Tucker on there. I was like, I know
Yeah,
damn
I
well
don't
Chris
play
ain't
by-
out here dealing
I don't play by no kids though.
Yeah,
I know,
That's
I
real.
love the kids.
That's
Freddie
real.
love the kids. Man.
Hey.
You need a babysitter or
Yeah.
something. Don't call me.
Yeah. I want to get
Call
caught up in
somebody
shit.
else.
Call Ghostbusters.
But
Somebody.
I mean, what y'all think? I mean, for one, you know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all say he didn't kill himself. Do you believe he's actually dead? That's the second question.
I don't know.
Like, 'cause
He
you
might
can
have
always-
There is a
You know,
if
that
he
much
was-
money you can
if
fake
he
it,
was- I was
yeah.
just gonna say if he's in the circles that he was in, and he had that type of influence with those people who had that much power, they can make him disappear tomorrow, and he be somewhere like
French Riviera.
It's
Yeah,
actually
French
drone.
Riviera.
It's actually look. I seen I seen some
sipping little boys
pictures,
pee.
pictures they had. It's actually some drone pictures of a guy that looks like him still on the island.
Well, you
Right,
know,
what I'm
hey,
saying?
You know you can't.
Now you know I
can't,
just can't say that's.
they said they saw Tupac in Cuba not too long ago.
Yeah.
I can't, so you can't.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, we just chalked
It's a
it up to
possibility
allegedly.
because the island is far.
Allegedly.
It's like I don't know exactly where it's at, but I know it ain't nowhere close.
Ain't
to
far
much.
too
It
How
out.
can't
much does it cost to buy an
be
island?
a lot. And then you guys, I guess, gotta think too many people not just finna go to his island and just post up like that. You feel me?
Nah,
it might be a few people try to go out there, but it ain't gonna be too many people out there messing with his island.
For that many people to be on them flight logs back and forth,
like and
especially Bill Clinton 21 times, my brother. That's what they got on Bill 21 times.
Ew.
Come on. So that whole Clinton Foundation, anything dealing with they philanthropy, bro, you got to look at sideways.
I know they ain't did. I know as far as like the Clinton organization and the Clinton Foundation, they not welcome in Haiti. I heard they took a lot of money from Haiti,
man. Took a lot of kids from Haiti. A
the
lot of children.
Said that whoever over Haiti, I think they have a president, right? If I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said they can't come over there, man.
He said that?
Yeah. If they want to pull the video up, man.
Pull it up, right?
Let me see if I can find a Haitian president.
See if y'all can't find it. That's crazy,
But yeah, he was saying, man, he was like, you can't come over here no more, man, because last time y'all was here, we told y'all leave them people kids alone. Y'all didn't listen.
Yeah.
So you gotta go.
The Clinton Foundation was trafficking children from Haiti to have on these pedophile islands and things.
Now,
like
see,
that.
I don't know. That's allegedly, but what I do know for a fact is that they were supposed to have embezzled money from the Haitian Relief. The Haitian Relief is HRC, Haitian Relief Cooperation, I think, something like that, right?
Okay.
And they were supposed to have embezzled money. It was supposed to be over the Clintons, authority, which is crazy because the name of the group was HRC that embezzled the money.
Right.
And you know why that's crazy? Anybody know why that's crazy?
Why is that crazy?
Because his wife's name is Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Wow.
HRC. So it's like, that's just like a big coincidence actually. Yeah. So I know a lot of people that's Haitian. They really don't care for the Clintons at all. But
that's the
you got something?
Yeah.
Come on. Put it up.
Let me see if I can find it.
Friends of Bill Clinton. After devastating Haitian earthquake, this is according to the newly released emails that we are. I'm going to read to you the emails that we're talking about here, or at least some of them. It says, quote, you need to flag people who are friends of WJC. That's William Jefferson Clinton, of course. This is a senior State Department official who is juggling incoming offers to funnel assistance from the State Department over to these companies that were going to come in. And she says, most I could probably ID, but not all. This is an FOB with an exclamation point. An aide forwards a note later with a woman's offer for medical supplies. If she's not, she should go directly to CI.
When he was saying
through U.S. taxpayers' money, and people giving money worldwide to the Clinton Foundation for relief effort to Haiti, contributed about $14.3 billion. We're talking about $1 billion. Okay, and the Haitian people has not seen not even 2% of that money. 2%. Nothing was done in Haiti.
No, and the
shame
New
on
York
you.
Times has investigated this. Lots of other people have, and it found that it was donors to the Clinton Foundation that were then given these contracts, and they went
in.
And this is the former Senate president of Haiti.
Exactly, and actually they were given those contracts. They were given millions of dollars from that money, and nothing was actually done in Haiti. Haiti, just like everything the Clinton have done, is pay for play, and they control Haiti, and they have been controlling Haiti since 1994 when they invaded Haiti. Myself, I can tell you that back in August of 1994,
speak your truth.
Always in contact with U.S. officials, and one of the person that came to see me in Haiti and talked to me for about 4 hours was ex-former Congressman Bill Richardson.
I'm gonna cut it off right there.
That's crazy.
That's when they exiled Aristotle, right?
I think that's what they did.
That was the president, I think, at that time, Aristotle. He was supposed to have been real progressive, trying to get Haiti, you know what I'm saying, back on track. Yeah. And they ended up holding the coup and exiling him. So it's like, Haiti has such a rich history as far as like rebellion. And I think that a lot of people, not in general like white people, but I think there is a large portion or influential, there's a large group of influential white people who never forgave Haiti for doing what they did. Because you gotta remember, that changed the whole landscape of America. You gotta remember, if they don't hold that revolution, if they don't hold the Haitian Revolution, then Napoleon Bonaparte continues to be the man. It was that revolution that broke France, that caused them to go, broke. And then that's how we got Louisiana. That's where you get the Louisiana Purchase, because they had to sell that portion of land to the United States government to bounce back from that revolution that happened. So, and then I remember that some hearing about how Haiti was supposed to have to pay back France for that revolution. They had to pay France reparations for freeing themselves from colonial slavery. So when you start talking about Haiti, you start talking about a whole bunch of different things. And I love my Haitian people. I stayed with a Haitian family for a whole summer before.
You think that revolution hurt the Haitians though? Did they hurt them? Or no?
I mean, if somebody got their foot on your neck and you want them gone,
I think it did more good. You know what I'm saying? What they did was impossible.
They were free. They were free for they were free for a moment.
But do y'all feel they been blackballed?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course they been.
They ain't got over that in a minute because they use more than guns. A lot of that Haitian voodoo and things like that. They use their spiritual powers, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of black people think we gotta take over this shit with our fists and our weapons, but you can't beat the white man at his own creation. You see what I'm saying? We gotta fight with our own power, and that's what the Haitians did.
You gotta switch up the strategy, man. You can't do,
Yeah, you can't just go out here and think that you just
go ahead and get the paint and get them candles lit, nigga, and get the sage burning on their ass. You feel me?
You know what I do find interesting is Santeria. Santeria.
That's another mystery.
That's like.
That's another powerful mystery system.
I heard that Beyonce is into that though.
Beyonce into a lot. I mean, you just go look at that Black is King.
Shout out to B for giving us some positive like that.
Yeah, she got us some real positive.
Yeah. Putting them African people
I know everybody
like
talk about WAP and everything else, but we're not talking about what she's doing. And Beyonce, as big as she is, man, more people need to talk about that. What she got.
What she's doing.
The Black is King, man. And to be honest, you really haven't even heard a lot about that video.
You really
people was on it for about a week,
and then we was on WAP for it. We still on WAP. We still on Tory Lane.
Exactly. Exactly. But you see how what they pushed to the forefront though.
And that's Beyonce.
Exactly.
I thought that, I'm gonna be real with you.
The timing on that was crazy.
It was. So it's like
it's hard to get attention off of Beyonce.
It's hard to get attention off Beyonce, but also more than anything, I think it's impactful that she's used her platform to push that. Right? Even with like the Super Bowl performance when she did Formation, shout out to Ray Scrimmer. Ray Scrimmer from Mississippi wrote that song. So we showing love to our Mississippi, you know what I'm saying, fellow Mississippians. Yes, but like what she did with the Black Panther thing, as far as at the Super Bowl, that was impactful. So I think that B is definitely into certain things, but the Santeria thing, it comes from Cuba. So I wonder how how tied she is into Cuba, and those type of things, because man, like a lot of the stuff that we seeing right now, bro, I'm telling you, is impactful and is needed. Black is King, right? That's needed, bro. We need, because we just got finished talking about how we need positive information. We need positive empowerment.
And that was deliberately done by those top agencies, those labels, and those corporations for Beyonce to put out Black is King, and for not even a week later, we got WAP coming out, degrading black women.
That shifted the whole.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but does it really degrade, or does it just show the wide spectrum of because black people, no group of people is monolithic, right? No group of people is just monolithic. You're gonna have different. It's just
what do you have more of though?
Yeah, right.
That's what we getting at. It's okay to have that, but it's always hypersexualization of black people. Always the murder of black people. Always, you know what I'm saying, the destruction of it. But back to shit, what was we on? Them children in Georgia, right?
Yeah, the children.
So That's a big thing in the U.S. right now is child sex trafficking. They actually having protests in L.A. talking about Hollywood, how they breed children, you know what I'm saying, to take to these different, you know what I'm saying, elites and have sex with them and things like that. That's known. You got victims starting to come out and speak, that used to play these roles as young actresses, you know what I'm saying, and used to be hypersexualized and objectified, knowing they were younger, you see what I'm saying, but still having these roles as if they're in the older position, and the shit is sick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen the clip that's supposed to be about the Muslim girl in France? I didn't see that. And like the Islamic community is going crazy about that. What was that? It's some movie that they shot in France, and it's about cuties.
That's
exactly. I was just making sure we was talking about the same thing.
Cuties. I was and did you see the trailer for it?
The twerking and all that.
I was like, yo, these people like that.
They
y'all
wild,
wilding with that one.
They wild, and that's what I was getting to, because you know what I'm saying. I looked at it and said, I got a topic on here. That is the U.S. deliberately trying to normalize pedophilia at this moment, because a lot of these politicians and people in high government offices are pedophiles. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna say allegedly on that. I'm gonna say allegedly on that.
But Chris Hansen showed us that it ain't that.
I'm gonna say allegedly on that. But Anthony Weiner was convicted. A lot of people don't know Anthony Weiner was a New York congressman and tied to the Clintons big time. He had access to Hillary Clinton's private server. A lot of things, when they raided his New York apartment and found his laptop, 9 out of the 12 New York officers that looked at that laptop are now dead. Wow. 9 out of 12 in the last 2 years. This man spent 18 months in jail. They said it was sickening what they had on that laptop. A lot of stuff they couldn't. And Hillary Clinton, there's videos of her as well on that laptop. So her deleting 30,000
even with that, it's
emails.
like Ed Buck. Like Ed Buck is something that we don't talk about.
You see what I'm saying?
How he was tied into the political system, and then at the same time he was into
convicted
sick stuff, like getting them on drugs, getting the OD, having these crazy.
That's why when that whole stuff with Pizzagate came out, a lot of people, conspiracy theories, bro. Those people had a real accusation against those people, and they did not answer the questions. Like, why was sex codes, pedophilia codes laced throughout all those emails that were leaked through WikiLeaks, talking about Obama ordering $65,000 worth of hot dogs and gonna fly them into Chicago for the you know what I'm saying, for
don't
the party
do that to
and things like that.
You got a vendetta against OB.
Let me tell you something. Anytime I bring up OB, I know I'm hitting a nerve because he's black, bro, but we gotta put out the facts.
He the first black president. Can we just get this man out? Can we keep him clean? I'm just saying.
We're going to expose everything on it. We're going to speak truth, bro.
Everybody got an opinion, but I mean...
We're going to speak truth. That's a real email, though, that I'm talking about. So we're using stuff as far as pizza, hot dogs, walnut. If you go look at the FBI directory, you can look up. Those are actual pedophile code names for pizza being little girl, hot dog being little boy. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
I'm going to play this, too, about this Ashton Kutcher from... Punk'd.
The TV show? Yeah.
I'm about to play a little. You seen that right there? You see what I'm talking about?
What'd he say?
And the co-founder of Thorn.
We built software who's in front
to fight human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. And that's our core mission. My other day job is that of the father of two, a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. And as part of that job that I take very seriously, I believe that it is my effort to defend their right to pursue happiness and to ensure a society and government that defends it as well. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness of another. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. I've been on the other end of a phone call from my team asking for my help because we had received a call from the Department of Homeland Security telling us that a 7-year-old girl was being sexually abused, and that content was being spread around the dark web. And she had been being abused, and they'd watched her for 3 years, and they could not find the perpetrator. Asking us for help.
I'm gonna end it right there.
Now, when you gotta go to an actor for help, you know it's a problem, a major problem.
An actor that's used to pranking people. Like this dude is an entertainer. He shouldn't be doing this. Like it should be somebody within our government
This is
that
something
already
that he
got this
started on his side time. You know what I'm saying? His business. You know what I'm saying? And you have to go to that man
you
for
really
help.
haven't seen him doing a lot of stuff either lately.
I haven't.
That was back with 2018, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You really haven't seen him at the pump.
So why isn't he? You know what I'm saying? They should have exalted that man to the forefront and led the charge to bring down these sex traffickers. But a lot of the people that he was talking to are the people that's involved.
But once again, you got to understand when money involved, bro. It's like,
bro,
it's money. Like you just said, people are paying for that momentary happiness at the expense of these children. It's like they paying top dollar. I read somewhere where you can get $15,000 or $16,000 for a child.
Yeah.
So if you broke, you know what I'm saying, and you willing to go that far, you got people that's like, yo, I ain't got nothing else to lose. I'm finna sell this child. I'm finna take this child.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like you said, they over in Africa and stuff. People sell their kids all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So you really can't stop it, to be honest with you, because that's the parents selling their own kids.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's not just the parents though. I think
it's not
on a bigger scope. I think people go into these countries specifically looking to do that.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This is a major
That's been going on in Africa. Like I just read somewhere where this dude got sentenced to jail.
It's a lot to it, man.
Because he was raping. He was as a Christian missionary. He was in Kenya and he was just raping kids.
It's a lot. It's a lot behind. It's a big backstory behind.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And it's sad, bro. Like I don't mean to bring the podcast down. I know we don't mean to bring the podcast down, but
nah, we not usually like this, but it's really a sad
man, it's stuff we gotta talk about.
We gotta talk about it because we are righteous. We this is podcast done the righteous way.
And the news ain't gonna say nothing. No. You know, why isn't CNN on top? Why ain't Fox News ain't top?
It should be like a number one story.
You see what I'm saying? 39 children just a couple days ago was found, bro. That should be everywhere.
Shame on you, Fox News, MSNBC.
You know what's so crazy about Fox News?
Yeah. What's up?
That the letters literally go to the devil.
What you mean?
Like
that's if you believe that those numbers pertain to the devil.
Right. I know you probably don't believe 666 belong to the devil, but Fox News literally equals out to 666. Like what's the sixth letter in the alphabet?
The F.
F. What's the what number numerically is O?
Slow down, man.
Slow down.
I'm taking you too much. Wait.
So
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O.
15, right? We see 5 plus 1. That's why I was going back with the numerology.
5 plus 1 is 6.
Right.
X. What does that lead? A, B, C, D,
I'm just,
E, F, G,
shit. We ain't gonna go out of the
way. K, L, N,
Let me see what else equals 6.
P.
5 plus 1.
Q, R, S,
4 plus
T,
2.
U, V, W, X.
3 plus 3. What is it?
I think it's 26, right? I mean 24.
24.
2 plus 4 is what? 6.
Yeah.
So when you break down Fox, it's literally spell out 666 when you break it down to his large. I mean to his lowest denominator, right? As far as like with numbers.
Right.
So y'all need to eat. All y'all Christian white folks that's out there looking at Tucker Carlson, you're looking at the devil.
Well, look, on that Epstein and Maxwell case, bro, I got some more information I just want to share. Then we're going to get out these kids, bro, because that's starting. So, okay, so a guy put up, so in case you guys needed to know, Ghislaine Maxwell became, the list was unsealed. You know, they had documents that they was, talking about, unseal the documents. The judge forced it to unseal. It happened, this was August 20th. So in those documents, Democratic Illinois State Representative Keith Farnham has resigned and was charged with possession of child pornography and has been accused of bragging at an online site about sexually molesting a 6-year-old girl.
Wow.
Democratic spokesperson for the Arkansas Democratic Party, Harold Moody Jr., was charged with distribution and possession of child pornography. Democratic Radnor Township Board of Commissioners member Philip R. resigned from his position after being charged with possession of child pornography and abusing children between 2 years old and 6 years old.
Wow.
Democratic activist and Black Lives Matter organizer Charles Wade was arrested and charged with human trafficking and underage prostitution. Democratic Texas attorney and activist Mark Benavides was charged with having sex with a minor, including a child under 18, to have sex in compelling prostitution of at least 9 legal clients in possession of child pornography. He was found guilty on 6 counts of sex trafficking. Democratic Virginia delegate Joe Morrison was indicted on charges connected to his relationship with a 17-year-old girl and was charged with supervising indecent liberties with a minor, electronic solicitation of a minor, possession of child pornography. Democratic former mayor Stillwater, New York, Rick Nelson, was pled guilty to 5 counts of possession of child pornography of children less than 16 years old. Democratic former mayor of Clayton, New York, Dale Kenyon, was indicted for sexual acts against a teenager. Democratic former mayor of Hubbard, Ohio, Richard Keenan, was given life sentence in jail for raping a 4-year-old girl.
Man,
Democratic former mayor of Winston, Oregon. This is the mayor of Winston, Oregon. Kenneth Barrett was arrested for setting up a meeting to have sex with a 14-year-old girl who turned out to be a police officer. Democratic former mayor of Randolph, Nebraska, Dwayne L. Shutt, was arrested and charged with 4 counts of felony third-degree sexual assault of a child with 1 count of intentional child abuse. I gotta name these names, bro, because I want y'all to know that the politicians y'all is voting for, if you see these names, and the list goes on and on and on. These are people who was charged and convicted from them unsealed documents from that Ghislaine Maxwell case. So motherfuckers want to talk about voting. Vote for who? Which pedophile you gonna vote for? That's the question you gotta ask yourself.
You want the piece of the hot dog?
So look,
which one you want?
There you go.
Piece of the hot dog.
So I'm off on it, bro. But you know, what I'm saying, I just had to get that one out, bro.
Yeah, man. I didn't know that it was that deep within the politics.
And all from which party though? Now it's some on both sides.
Of course, you know it's some Republicans out here.
It's some on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, the Democrats is being taken down from all that sex trafficking. So
I don't think the Democrats can survive anymore.
Fam. But why isn't this top news though? Why isn't that top news though? That's why on the Fonswa podcast, that's why we gotta expose this shit, because CNN ain't gonna, like we said, motherfuckers ain't gonna do it, bro. We gotta be the ones to put this shit out, though. So I'm gonna keep doing the research, and you know what I'm saying, speaking the truth, bro. But you know we can move on from there, bro.
Right. But we would like to say to all the children that are that suffer from child molestation and have been sex trafficked, that the Fonswa podcast is with you.
We're with you,
and
man.
we hope that you get all the help that you need to try to heal yourself, because I know that can be traumatic. So
yeah.
If you need help too, reach out. I'm sorry.
Reach out.
Nah, real talk. Yeah. We can reach out to the DMs on the Fonswa podcast. If anybody, shit.
Right. If you got something you want us to talk about, if you want to talk to us about some things, or
share your story,
just hit us up.
Yeah.
At funswapodcast@gmail.com. That's funswapodcast@gmail.com.
And at Fonswa podcast, right?
Yeah,
that's
Fonswa.
the IG. What? FONSWA podcast.
Yeah. FONSWA podcast @gmail.com.
All right. Now, COVID.
Oh, you talking about that dang on Rona?
COVID. Rona. Now, y'all still on the y'all still drinking the Kool-Aid on this reel and this mask and this.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you.
Where y'all at with it?
I just got finished talking to a friend of mine. Okay. And she just told me that one of her family members is terminally ill with this COVID thing. She's watching her family member die. So I understand what you're saying, but for some people, it's not a game. It's not, wear your mask, man. I know that everybody don't have the same, my boy done wiped out his mask.
My boy done whipped it out 6 feet, nigga.
You don't trust us? We've been tested. Fresh guy over here looking like Scorpion.
No Rona.
Hold on, wait, is that the American flag on a mask?
These some stars.
That's the black American flag.
I'm messing with y'all. I seen some stripes on that motherfucker.
Wear your mask, people.
Blue Lives Matter.
People, wear your mask. But wear your mask, people. Like, seriously. I know everybody got their own thing and that they believe what they believe.
Yeah.
From my position.
From his position.
From my position, wear your mask, man. Whether it's real or not, just to be safe, just to, wear your mask, man.
I think it's pretty much real. It's just, I think the numbers are exaggerated, but it's real.
You think they've been
Fam,
gassed up?
I got some new information, dog.
But I think it's real, though, and people need to take it serious.
Who first told us that mask? That was the CDC, right? That told us the mask.
Fauci, wasn't it? Or what's his name? Fauci?
That's
Fauci, yeah,
right?
Fauci.
But also everybody tell us to follow CDC guidelines, right?
Right.
Okay, well, since y'all getting y'all information from the CDC, I'm gonna read something the CDC put out, right? So the CDC is now saying they retracting, saying that the masks are not effective. They said if you wear a mask, you are more liable to contact and get infection from the misuse of the mask. So if you don't have any symptoms of COVID, you do not have to wear a mask. That mask shit is strictly political at this point. It's not science. It's not based off fact. There's no proof of anything of the effectiveness of a mask, especially against a virus. So, I understand where my brother's coming from on, what I'm saying, people actually going through different ailments and things like that. But as far as COVID, bro, let me tell you something. Right now, it was put out that said this week the CDC quietly updated COVID-19 numbers. Only 9,210 Americans died from COVID-19 alone. That's from CDC putting out that 6% of the 150,000 that they put out as COVID deaths are actually only COVID-19 deaths. COVID-19. So underlying health conditions, bad lifestyle choices, not eating right, where we had the first conversation of this podcast, is very important. The immune system, keeping that up, is very important in today's time. Get you some sea moss, Get you some sea moss. Eat you some C1000 pills. Take you what I'm saying? Like
that's
for real, keep your body up. Get you some sunlight. Sunlight. Just 30 minutes a day of sunlight can add, wonders to your immune system as far as antioxidants.
What you think, Freddie? You think it's real? What you think?
I think it's real. Like I said, the numbers just stretched out a little bit.
That's it. You think the numbers stretched out?
But it's a real thing. It's just it ain't what they say it is, and I think if they dragging that on for something else, you see what I'm saying?
What you think it is then?
It's
because this thing is the damaging the economy, so it's like
it's something else.
Why would they want to damage the economy?
Well, we've been talking about them kids the whole time, my guy. We've been talking about them kids the whole time.
Exactly. What they trying to sway away from talking about? I just named you 15 different people in the Democratic Party that just went down for child sex crimes, and all you hear on the news, you ain't hear about nothing. What you hear about on the news?
Corona.
And the presidential election.
Come on now.
Y'all think Trump gonna get reelected?
It's a chance he will. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I don't care for him or nobody really right now, because I voted for Bernie anyway.
You was a Bernie.
I'm a Bernie guy, yeah. But so I don't really. It's up whoever win,
I wanted Bernie to run, man. I don't think his policies will work though, because I
think they were socialist politics.
The corporate, I don't think that it's all about with politics. It's all about getting people to buy in what you're selling. I just don't think that the corporate part of the Democratic Party would allow him to get, because even back then, as far as with how Hillary Clinton became the president nominee, a contender for presidency is directly because she shaded Bernie, right? They had already gave Donna Brazile talked about how they had already gave the super delegates to Hillary Clinton, meaning that she was gonna win regardless. So how do you wrestle with a party that's basically saying, we don't care what you want, we gonna put the person who we think is the best or who we want?
Then that's every single president election, my boy. Every single one is they always choose their guy. You think you get in that office without shaking a few hands and making a few deals?
Well, of course you don't get in that office. That you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about who's more popular, who got the best policies, who got the best plan for America. It's about what can you do for me.
Well, America is not a democracy, right? Let's get that understood. America is a constitutional republic, according to the paper.
Yeah. But we've been past that, though.
Yeah.
If you look on those papers, you are a U.S. citizen, not an American. A U.S. citizen, if you go look that up, what a U.S. citizen is in a Black's Law Dictionary, a U.S. citizen is a slave to a corporation, essentially. United States.
That's when you get into like the straw man argument, persons and all that stuff.
There you go, right there. U.S. is a corporation. So you just having a social security number means you are property of the state.
Which makes sense because whenever you go in court, it's always the state against you. Mm-hmm. The state versus, you know what I'm saying, whoever. Mm-hmm. The only time it's not that is when you go against federal. Then it's the federal government against you. But for most of the time, it's the state, which I never really understood because, okay, so I go to traffic court and it says the state of Mississippi versus me, you know, Kwame Shakur, using my alias name. Who do I go in front of to hear this case? Who do I go in front of? The judge, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, who does the judge represent?
The state.
The state of Mississippi. Mm-hmm. So the person that's judging my case is also involved with the plaintiff. So that's a conflict of interest right there.
Right there.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this whole thing is like this one big scam. Yeah, it's
rigged, bro.
It's really rigged. So that's something I always wonder, like, how exactly do we even get a fair shake when the state is so powerful? And I keep saying this because it's important for our listeners and to be said that the state is not this abstract identity, this thing, this far-seeing thing. It's people. Mm-hmm. The state is made up of people. Yeah. It's people making
elected officials and stuff.
Elected officials. So for me,
but it helped to know the law too.
Most definitely.
It helped to know the
I
law.
think that's essential, especially for a black man, because you going up against them judges and you don't know how to, as they say.
That's one thing we need to work on.
Yeah, exactly.
I talk about the Black Panther, starting off this whole Black Panther thing, the podcast. We really didn't even have a narrative, but everything lead back to the Black Panther, man.
Right.
And they knew the law. You see what I'm saying? When they came together.
That's how we tie it all in. The Black
there it is, right
here,
the law. Right on here on Google. It says a citizen of the United States is a corporate citizen with corporate status created by the corporation called the United States, and is acting as their agent for the purpose of collecting revenue. All the court system is a cash register. It's to collect fees or labor from the crimes you've committed under the state. That's it.
Right.
So,
well, that's like you were just saying, to bring it all back full circle so we can end it. It's like the Black Panthers understood that part of it. Like they had to, you know what I'm saying, learn the law.
Even then, they did change the law up. I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
When they went into Sacramento with the guns or whatever. And you know what's so crazy? Guess who was on that lawn who was being interviewed? But when the Black Panthers came, it was the interviewers left him.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Because he was the governor of California at the time. And then after the destruction of, the Black Panthers, then you have Reaganomics, which just kind of like destroyed the whole entire black community. Kind of these policies and the cuts that they made.
They got the drug war, the Contra.
Then we ain't even gonna get into that's for a whole nother podcast about when you start talking about the Contras and Neon Blondon and all these pieces that were involved in, you know what I'm saying, in trafficking drugs to communities in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, man, to be clear, even if you're not black, if you're an American citizen, know the law. Because one of the things the reason why Jacob Blake, I'm sorry, my brother, I didn't mean to mess up your name, but my mind was moving too fast. The reason why Jacob Blake was handcuffed was because, according to the law, they could handcuff him because he had a warrant out for his arrest, allegedly, right? So I'm not sure if that's factual, but that's what it's saying, that he had a warrant out for his arrest. So we need to understand that these laws that they make, this is the reason why George Zimmerman was able to get off. This is the reason why countless other people get off from these heinous crimes, because they're heinous, but they're done within the law.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So America is not a country of feelings. It's not a country of sentiment. It's a country made up of laws. That's what it is. It's a constitutional republic. And a republic says that one group will rule and another group will be ruled by the laws that the one group makes. So study your laws.
Definitely.
Rest in peace to Chad Boy.
Rest in peace to the Black Panther.
To the Black Panther.
Rest in power.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Let's give another applause forever. Another applause, man. Look.
Let's give him an applause
for the transition, my boy.
Hey, man, we're gonna wrap this thing up, but we just want to let y'all know that, hey, man, we're gonna have some merch coming soon. We're gonna have more podcasts coming soon. Please support us. We're gonna set up a Patreon. You know, if you want to hear more, if this podcast was informational, you liked it, you want to hear more, reach out to us on our Instagram, Fred the Fresh Guy, to get back with you.
Please subscribe on all platforms.
Subscribe on YouTube,
Spotify, iTunes, IG at Fonswa the podcast. My boy, I'm at Alan Poole 96, ALANPOOLE 96. Fresh Guy, which
Fresh Guy 87.
At Fresh Guy 87.
On IG.
IG.
On
IG.
And
what you
got? Kwame Shakur, KWAMESHAKURE @gmail.com. Get at me. That's gonna be the end. Fonswa.